Hey, Sean. Can you hear
Hi.
me?
Yeah,
Hi.
I can hear you. Why are you still at work?
Well, because I have to hand over host to someone, so Tricia said that she would do it.
Okay.
So if want to just hang out and they're gonna hook up the projector and all of that. It's all
Okay.
set to run. She's just logging in. I'm waiting for her to log in so I can hand it over and get out of here.
Yeah, go home, lady.
God.
Go
I
hang
mean,
out. Do things with balls. I don't know.
yeah.
Gosh, I love you. Go home.
One of them has balls and one doesn't. I'll let you guess which one.
Mike.
There he is.
Mike has balls. Just kidding.
Bingo, you win.
He's the good one.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that.
Well,
Gus
stop.
is a better snuggler.
Tell him to stop being grumpy and watch Bored Teachers.
I will.
You got it.
I will.
Okay.
Oh, look, there's two of me. I don't know how I did that.
Look at your hair. It looks fabulous.
I know, in that picture. Amazing.
Not right now. Look at.
Ta-da! Look, Maggie Buckley's in.
Oh. There's Kat.
Maggie Buckley's the co-host and the host.
Right. I'm gonna
Maggie,
mute
you're
out.
on here twice.
I don't know why I'm in there twice.
She's taking notes, I think.
It's a mystery.
We need a note taker because we don't have Wendy.
Because I'm the host and the co-host.
Is she just not available or is she done?
I can't hear anything. Can you hear me?
I was in it the last
I
meeting.
can hear you.
I can't hear you.
You're my eggs over here. I just missed the very last one. I tried to ask about what went on, he goes, and he said we're gonna be,
We made a subcommittee for design.
okay. Thank you.
Miss Jennifer, Buck, and we still need a parent from what I understand.
Sean's here.
Yeah, to start figuring out what we need in the new facility, so then we can tell the architects so they can start designing it.
Right, which is very important.
Yeah,
So she can hear us or she can't hear?
I think because the projector
Isn't on.
I don't know what it
Did
is.
we have a change in people then? Is that what I'm saying?
Can you guys hear me?
Jennifer? Do we have a change in people?
Hello.
This is Amber.
Oh, they can't hear me.
Yeah.
So that's.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Amber was on the same, maybe that was split out by accident.
Yeah, I think so, because Nicole's not really on the committee either.
She actually is, but she hasn't been able to come.
Oh,
And we've been informed about, yeah, that was the PC.
He's seeing me, and just.
Sean's here.
I see. I saw her
But the
face.
projector has to be on.
I just clicked the power button.
It didn't come on.
I'm
So
here.
It's just blinking green.
I'm just at home.
She just had a birthday.
And I can't hear you.
Birthday.
Yeah,
It's
now
because the
it's all-
projector's not on.
Okay, so that's
Sound will
right.
come through,
Okay.
yeah.
Little
Sound will
things,
come through this.
all of you.
Let's see if it goes on.
Okay, I'm gonna.
63.
There we go.
That's not what it was, but I was 41.
It says, you're the host, am I
I'm the
reclaiming?
host and the host co-host.
27.
Am I supposed to reclaim?
No, I'm gonna make
But I was
you
at the
that
time.
host. Okay, and I'll stay the co-host.
Okay,
22 years. We're celebrating our 22nd anniversary.
Sean, can you hear us?
That's why when people say everything.
I can hear you, the hostess with the mostest. Can you hear me, hostess with the mostest?
She's talking away too.
I'm talking. Just keep talking and we'll see if we can finally hear you.
Can you hear me, hostess with the mostest?
I can hear you.
Jumped back in.
Look,
the
it's showing
corner.
that when she talks, it's showing green popping up on the.
I know.
So Tricia, you have to log in with your
Is it on?
IT
credentials.
supported my third job.
Is the mic on? I see green button, right?
Well, it's not the mic, it's the speaker.
I'm just gonna make sure it's pushed in tight back here.
How's summer school been?
Oh, wait. Sean, no, it's up all the way.
up.
Here goes, let's check. Okay. Yeah, so,
That's right.
like, a lot of work.
Oh, there's a speaker.
Well, that's the microphone and they can hear us.
Hey, you
Oh,
want me to unmute?
First grade. But
Speaker,
like, I just only message.
is that you on it?
Like,
Make sure I'm talking now. Oh, I think I got it.
Yeah, you
Hi,
Hey!
hostess with the mostest. Can you hear me? Do I really have to talk though?
Hello,
we-
thank you, everybody
Thank you
online.
for testing. Being our mic tester.
We have.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3,
We're good to go now.
Yes, is that quorum?
and 4.
Got one facility.
Sean, what if I made you host?
You can, I already told you that,
Okay,
but I
excellent.
don't know how to record, so you're gonna have to tell me
You
what's
don't
up.
have to record, it's already recording.
Okay, but
you
if
just
anybody
need
pops
someone
in,
to
they'll
be the
pop
host.
in and
We need someone that's logged in to be the host, and Trisha isn't logged in.
I'm logged in.
I'm on
Okay.
there. It logged me in under you.
What's that?
It logged me in under you.
Yeah, it's weird. I think it's that computer.
Yeah.
Maggie, can I
Yeah.
just confirm?
I can't hear you.
One facilities and one staff member, that's quorum?
Classified right here, baby.
You have a parent, you have a faculty member, you have a classified staff member, you have a board member, you have 2 board members. You don't have an admin.
Where's Buck?
It doesn't matter that you don't have a quorum tonight. You're not voting on anything.
Oh, it doesn't matter, okay.
We're just having discussion.
So
Perfect,
you can
thank
have
you.
a discussion and take notes, and we can vote next time if you have anything to vote on. But the only thing that you would have voted on is the approval of your minutes, and I don't have those yet.
Yeah, okay.
All right, let's do that.
So the microphone is it's hooked up to it's called Yeti Nano.
Yes.
Is that the right one?
Yep.
So you can hear us okay now?
Uh-huh. I can hear you good.
Call the meeting to order.
Yeah, let's get going. Get done.
It's 6:10 p.m. calling the meeting to order. Let's take roll. Starting down there with our faculty. Jennifer Ryan, classroom teacher.
Kathy Maddox, facilities.
Kristen Woods, parent and chair. And that's it. Let's roll. We have to do roll as well again with that. All right. Let's read the invocation together. This is
Our school, may peace dwell here, may the rooms be full of contentment, may love abide by you,
here.
love of one another,
Another love of our sin.
and love of life itself. Let us
Let us remember that every
can fill the house of many hearts.
fill the school.
And roll call committee members, I guess I kind of did that already, did 1.3 before 1.6, sorry about that.
Okay,
Can you
comment.
hear me already with my mask? I'm so sorry. Anybody to address the council at this point? This is public comment, you have 3 minutes. No, seeing none. Also, no agenda modifications, since there is not really quite that long of an agenda. So that gets us to item 3. And we will have to approve the consent agenda, which is item 4, next meeting, which should be just establish the dates since we're here, which would be the first Thursday in September. We gotta wait that long, actually. I know Susan is back after the 8th. Would you guys be okay trying to meet before the end of August, since we can't
Yes,
vote on it?
I think August 29th would be a great date.
Yeah, maybe have your architect.
29th, I am actually unfortunately in Stockton. Oh, wait, I'm so sorry, it's the one day. What about the Thursday before that?
Be the 22nd,
The first week coming back?
yeah, after school,
August
which is fine
22nd?
with me.
Okay,
When was the presentation to the board? There was going to be a big company doing the board.
It was supposed to be this, but they couldn't do it, so September.
so it'll be,
No.
actually, it'll be the
August.
week. That's the
Yeah.
third Tuesday.
Is it important for our meetings before or after that?
Who was gonna present again, the same charter, did that company?
The Grove School one
Mm-hmm.
is supposed to come to present.
So August 15th.
I don't know that the facilities needs to meet. I think it'd be good. The only reason I would think is if you narrow down your architects, before then, the charter can maybe. Like, hear about the architects to make a decision.
But isn't that presentation also an architect option?
No, they're like the financing portion of it.
I thought they were an all-inclusive.
You're right, they do all of that, you're right.
I was gonna
They
say,
are all.
most of them are presenting, which is why I only talked to 5 or 6 that are really, I was gonna talk to today later. They would only be that, so I was wondering if they are included, they may already have these firms that are presenting architects as well. So that's just something we need to talk about, we feel that's a good fit, or do we want someone that's more?
We table the scheduling until after we hear your update on architects.
Yes, and I hope that, I mean, it's not much, you know, it's because they wanted to present, and I can't really make decisions about you guys, and I've been trying to email people for 2 weeks. 3
They answered, did you ask them any of those questions that came up at last meeting? I know they were pretty generic, but.
Yes, but, I mean, am I gonna? I guess we can talk about that now, I don't know.
Yes.
So just to go through this, we're tabling item 4 to prevent the later date. We'll just bring this
I
to.
don't think we have minutes, I don't know who took minutes at the last meeting. I thought Amber was typing on via Zoom.
Yes.
No, she was here via Zoom, and for some reason, somebody asked her to do it, Amber Pierce.
So we have to find that out.
Yeah, so we need to find out if Amber. took- I mean, I could try to
Find out about minutes from last.
remember, yeah, but I'll ask her.
So which will bring us to business, so. I, talked to about 4 firms, which I sent the names, essentially, we don't really need them up there, like, it was just their name of their firm.
I have
Their,
it.
the contact, I guess it couldn't use it for. Is there any way to share it?
I don't know that I'll be able to share, let me think, let me,
2 of them. I'm already working, this is what I was just really, focusing on, is that we don't wanna get somebody that's in California. That's worked in California but hasn't worked in Chile. It's a little bit unique because our permits and a lot of things going on there, just from talking with other contractors. And so, of the 4, just by chance, 2 of them are working in Chico, and 1 just got them working in McManus, or Andy's working in McManus, so knows how to work the schools. I know it's not the school that we like for design, but I'm sure both of the architects that followed up with me. 1, really actually quite liked what we want to do. They were really honest and said they've never done a school like that.
Might be a nice challenge there.
Yeah, he is not from here, he's from South Africa, which he said, they feel that kind of, well, at least from schools that he felt. They already have that, there's more green space, it's more outdoor, and we talked about how we have a park nearby that we kind of. It's not ours, but it's gonna be incorporated in it.
Okay, so we actually have, it's, what is it, 2.6, 2.3, I keep trying to pull it to 2.6, but it's only 2.3, right? Yeah,
But
but we
I-
are gonna have to get really.
but they're not visual.
No, we're talking, I thought we were talking about design.
Oh, yeah, sorry,
Okay.
yes.
So we're gonna have to get really creative what space we do have.
And that's why we're before discussing the 2 separate.
Exactly.
So
I've drawn plans at home already, I've already got plans brought out and all that stuff. But yeah, so whoever we choose must be able to meet. The residents.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Sorry. And that's what I mean, I
So
feel really
efficient
dumb.
use of the space.
Exactly,
Yeah.
whoever we use is going to need to understand that we need space. So, if any of these companies have anything like that.
Are any of these the ones that Cheryl looked up and and have we reached out to?
nobody, I asked a few questions, but nothing about
Back from, we
that firm about any more information.
got it, so you've reached out to them, but they're not really being.
So
I'd like to get a little just a tiny bit of background. So I guess I could just.
Well, yeah, that's why I know it's a little bit late, but I think they sent these out, and they're pretty, I mean, all of this is gonna have to be affirmed, obviously. 'Cause
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna need that kind of architect, but they were so good that he was like, yeah, I couldn't have exact plans ready right now for this.
Right.
But he, you know,
That's
Sam,
this.
He's excited about the
Sam was-
challenge of it.
he wanted to come to this, but I never got any feedback if he could, and so, or if this was the right meeting or committee, and I don't wanna waste his time.
Yeah.
They seem, pretty willing to just work with us, though, like, the 2-story, our garden, lots of greenery, you know, I told him about the stage, yes, the first, labs, and the kitchen. And he said that he definitely would love to work with us, and what I liked about it, he wasn't trying to show me something else or talk me out of something, he was
Right.
very receptive, and just active, was
Just
just,
felt
you know. Out of all of them, I've had contact with almost all of them twice, but they were the ones that followed back.
And then that's the school in Chico.
Yeah, and they've done the school in Chico, but they've never done this,
Yeah.
you know, style, but yeah.
Yeah. Willing to work with us though,
Mhm.
and communicate, which is nice.
And that's
Cause
nice.
you hire some firms, they're like, yeah, we're gonna do this,
Yeah.
and they don't
Yeah.
know how to talk or communicate.
What company was that?
That's the Sam, these are the
Yeah.
same company, right?
Yes, I started off with Stephanie, and then she passed me on to someone who's more.
Sam
Yeah.
Wolfram?
What's the name of the
It's the
company?
Lion, it's Lynn.
Oh, this-
You know,
this-
Lynn,
this-
Mike.
It's how do you spell, I can't see guys.
Lion.
Thank you, Lion.
Oh, that is the.
A-K-I-S.
Someone added that last one.
AKIS.com.
This one is the Laurel recommended at the last charter council meeting,
Right.
which did this last one, HMC, that did the Honeybee Discovery Center. I left them a message today.
HMC Architects?
Yeah.
I just want to look some stuff up, so next week.
So I don't know anything about them.
I do like Brian Jones, Building Design. He's from Chico. He came from San Diego or Southern California, but he's got 17 years of experience.
I heard the same, and I thought the same, because I did think about going some local, since we tried to promote local, so I did, thank you, Sean, yeah.
So they did the Honeybee Discovery Center.
I'm down with the Honeybee Discovery Center too, but
Charter council, our community members recommended them,
Okay,
so.
I'll check.
I definitely think that giving business to Chico is a lot better, just as we're giving a business to local people, but the HMC architects also give really good ratings as well.
And then one that's actually, looks like maybe it's still not on there, I sent them multiple times, is Pacific West Builders. I sent them, there's someone there that's a consultant, I think so, Brian Mitchell will be the contact. He actually, he would probably be our person to work with moving forward, but he was willing to talk to us about that area, he's already built multiple homes up there. And apartments, and they do have an architect, multiple, and they also do funding. Financing,
They're like all.
and they're called Pacific West Builders. And they've been working here for over 45 years in the same area. And so that one wasn't added, that was a separate email. I tried to get him to come to the charter council a couple times, not trying to, throw anybody under the bus, we've been really busy, but he's offered to come multiple times just to ask questions like, what's your real time with excavating? What had putting gas lines and electrical lines, there's so many rules to this in Chico
Exactly.
because of actually species and stuff up there and all of that, and we still have to do another testing. And so I thought, he was really open to just come and talk about real and and then come back as a presenter as an architect too, and probably spring as architect, but he was just really cool to answer questions,
That's
So I thought the land that we have purchased already was like shovel ready, so do they
They
already
need one
have?
more testing, I thought we needed one more, didn't we, during escrow?
Well, it's shovel ready as far as utilities, you're talking about like utilities.
Oh, I heard them just
stuff
talking
that-
about, running
Yeah.
utilities, I thought it was all.
Yeah, so they're there at the location, and we'll have to run them wherever we need them for the building.
Right, but it's there.
But it's there,
Okay, so we don't.
from what I
have to-
understand it, yeah.
And that's kind of as far as I got, I did have a week vacation, and I was sick a week, but, so far, that's what I But again, I didn't really know, and everybody's been out and busy that, you know, would have been appropriate to give them the Zoom link. I just
Yeah.
got it 2 days ago, it was, you know.
Maybe we should, hold on a second, maybe we should find that out. If we have people that wanna just come in on the Zoom link, I mean, these architects, and get some feed, how could that hurt?
I know, that's what I was thinking, like, it's open to public 3 minutes, and then if it is discussion, we've done a discussion before where.
Yeah.
You know, people have actually opened it up to just presenting, but I didn't know if that should be facilities or charter, so charter makes a decision and then the architect gets sent to facilities, so this is where I was hoping to hash this out.
I think what we talked about last time is facility kind of narrows down. Like leads through the architects a little bit, narrows it down to people that we think would be.
And then we move that to the.
And then charter, they present the charter, their presentation, and then charter makes the decision.
But in a sense, it happened with it twice, because we, you know what I mean, if you guys are gonna want to talk to them, just like if you were just talking.
They will, yeah.
So,
Yeah, they'll do it.
Yeah, but so, like, there's a couple different models, right, whether we're going with an architect and then a separate finance solution, or we're doing the one that's all encompassing, right? So we don't know.
So moving forward from now on, if somebody comes asks you, hey, can I zoom in or whatever? I would say,
Yeah, I think it's a public,
I'd like input and all, and
I think
and
it's
if
great.
it's free, whatever.
yeah, like you were saying, like to have somebody that actually does that, to be like, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that?
Right, exactly, exactly.
That'd be like us, you know, trying to plan a lesson plan about something.
No, it's like me trying to think about buying a house and without talking to a realtor,
Yeah.
they're going, what about this? What about this? What about?
So,
Yeah, totally get it.
Hey, can I add something? So the HMC architects out of Sacramento, they're actually employee owned. So
Oh.
that's actually kind of cool.
Okay.
So I'm looking up these companies while we're looking at it, and 100% employee owned firm. And they focus primarily on opportunities to have the most direct contribution to communities.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
yeah,
So I'm just saying.
All right, well, thank you.
I guess the next step would be inviting, I mean, so it sounds like you kind of like, except for, you didn't say much about Dustin Morris.
we only spoke once.
No, I didn't look him up yet, but I looked up Brian Jones, HMC.
Looking for this future, so.
Pacific West Builders.
Yeah.
They are the ones that are, if you wanna say, currently are building and have built multiple units in the Pacific West Builders, they actually have an office up there off of Hunt. So when
Oh,
we're
nice.
looking at the other one, I was reaching, that's how long I've been talking to this.
Homes and apartments.
And
Have
apartments.
it said no school.
No, but their firm has, their Pacific West Builders says he has it. But he said absolutely, and we do find.
Okay.
I just like that he knew during all of COVID permits, he was even the one that told me I've written multiple letters to the city council. And to the city about certain things for permits and what this looks like and having to work with, not engineers, he's working with the thing that Dan told us about the moss.
Yeah.
So having soil, you know, science, yeah, I mean, it's very involved, and you can't do anything without checking all the cheaper boxes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
definitely not into Sam Wolf because he's doing McManus and it's taking forever. McManus is just a complete S show.
That, it's probably not,
It's not Sam.
it's probably not the architect, though, it's
It's
probably
not.
the general contractor.
It's definitely the general, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But they are out of Oakland and San Jose, so that makes it a little bit more difficult.
Wolfram people, I'm sorry, is it Sam's Wolfram?
Yeah, so.
That was what we put on their phone.
They're with Lion.
Okay,
You want me to, it's kind of blurry.
it's my glasses, I didn't bring my other books. There you go. Only, you know, sorry.
So that's that, so I got,
So before the next facilities meeting, I guess what's the goal with the architects?
yeah, I'm talking
I think we
since
do.
December of 2023.
So, yeah,
We don't need to waste their time, but we really should get them in there and start asking them a lot of questions so that we
so
know.
set up a meeting for them to meet with facilities.
I think so. I think that would be really good because we don't even know half the questions that we want to ask.
We have to accumulate the questions that we want
They'll
to
say,
ask these people.
Yeah, we did a list of 5 questions last time, but they were pretty general.
We
Right.
have to be specific with these people because we want our school to be pristine and beautiful.
Well,
What
yeah,
Susan, requested last time was that we stick with the 5 generic questions to narrow down our impression, and then for the people we like the answers to those 5 questions, invite those people specifically to do a full presentation.
Absolutely.
And then from the presentation, we can craft our follow-up questions in more detail.
so why don't I
Absolutely.
pull up the questions? Kristen, that I see.
That's beautiful. Because we, as Waldorf, we have lots of questions as parents, teachers, all of the above.
well, we just want a really cohesive building that works
Exactly.
and that's going to continue to work.
Well, it's gonna work for
It has to be
facilities,
weird.
special education, all of the above.
Trying to figure out how to feed kids starting. Just ridiculous.
I apologize. I am literally only concerned about the doorways and special education.
That's okay, the rest of us get our own.
We all have our own things.
Exactly. And that's why it comes together so well.
Exactly.
Okay,
Perfect.
so here's the questions we had, and maybe you could you probably ask them these, and maybe we can go through those?
Sure.
Okay, so, have you designed a school before? If so, how many, and is there an example? So the first group answer is yes, they're working on mechanics,
Yes,
right?
Dustin and Brian, or Dustin and Brian Jones, I did not get those questions to, Pacific Coast Builders, yes. So, Ryan this and Pacific Coast Builders, yes, for sure, and HMC, well, no, we've only done.
Yeah, I don't know. What is your availability to start a project?
Well, Sam seemed eager and wanted to start working.
Can
Available.
you show the questions by any chance?
Yeah, I can pull up my. Well, here, why don't I just copy and paste it onto that board?
You started taking notes, are you taking notes too? Nicole, the secretary?
Perfect.
I was trying to rush this,
I'm trying to
back on a little bit.
I've got sporadic again.
Okay, so we're not sure what any of their specific like if they're available for in a month or there's like.
Exactly.
Okay, have they worked in the Chico area before? So.
Two, yes, Pacific Coast Builders and Lion.
Lions
So,
and Pacific West.
and Brian Jones,
And obviously Brian, yeah, but
So all-
but those schools,
so not Dustin Morris, we don't.
that I don't have any, circle down to that, Chico.
So have they just not been responsive?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's.
so it probably sounds like maybe Dustin Morris isn't a good fit if they're not responding.
Sure.
Well, if we're not returning your calls, we're not very.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
We didn't get more specific, but
they
we
could
could,
be on vacation.
or it's story, you know.
but you've reached out and left messages.
I called and then, did
I don't wanna eliminate anyone until we have the answers to all the
Right.
questions for them.
How long have you been in business? Where did you go to school?
That is all on their website, but Lydic is a long time, I did not do that specific question. Sam has been with them for over 3 years though, and no, I didn't get that. Pacific Coast Builders also, they're really well established, Brian's been with them for 7 years plus, 3 years.
So it sounds like maybe we need to,
Skip questions, right?
you know, we, all of them have, except for we didn't know about Dustin Morris working.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. So maybe we need to reach back out to them and ask this question. I mean, I know you have a lot, I can do that.
I'm so sorry, Dustin Morris did get back to me, and
Okay.
I didn't see it. He said, I just kids, myself, total finding school, the value and importance of the outdoors is a very big problem in our area, so it's an area as well, so. would love opportunity to create buildings to meet the challenges that institutional norms of what a school is meant to be.
I think we just need to set up dates that
Mhm.
these people,
Well, we can ask those questions and then from there formulate
whether or not.
they're a good fit.
Okay.
I mean, what if we give them the questions and maybe can we host just like a Zoom meeting to say, here's all the answers to the questions? Which
Yeah.
ones do we wanna invite to come and present?
Yeah, because it's not a vote or anything, we could just do that over a Zoom, I think, yeah.
I don't wanna eliminate anyone until we have the answers to all 5 questions and.
Yeah, give them all the
Yes.
opportunity,
Yeah.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's,
That is great.
what do you think? I know you're
I
maxed
would-
out right now.
No, I would like to kind of BCC them and all of them, since I've just realized that I talked with all of them, except for the HMC, I don't have the information for today. And say, here's our next meeting. I really look forward to it, you know, talking on the phone, email, and the board really looks forward to meeting you. And they all know, you know, how.
I just need the answers to these 5 questions.
But you wanna invite them to a meeting?
Yeah,
And do the questions,
Totally.
not ask them the questions prior?
Well, I think we got most of the questions.
I think we should have it like written down for everyone to review, like have.
Brian
Send them
Jones.
the 5 questions.
Okay,
Okay.
And then on one document, we can see everyone's response.
Responses.
And at our next meeting, decide who we want to invite to present.
Okay.
If they don't get back to us in a certain amount of time, then they just. They should get hold of us.
Yeah.
Cause you've already reached out though before.
Yeah.
So they've already been in touch bases with, so.
And to be honest, there's more too out there. These were kind of closer, you know, and 2 that were 3 that are local. So that's good.
So all we need to do really is just type up a little tiny letterhead with the questions underneath, give them to them.
Can I?
Email them or
Question on that, so I understand the importance of supporting local businesses,
Well, that's very.
well, but I mean, as far as craftsmanship goes. And attention to detail and expertise, I mean, we are kind of a rural area, and
Mhm.
so. Perhaps it would behoove us to cast a wider net and
Yeah.
see what
Especially for an architect that doesn't need to be boots on the ground,
exactly.
like on a regular
Because the
basis.
design is the ideal, and then you're gonna look for someone who can bring that to life.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, if you.
so I'm gonna tell you guys, I looked at AOA and they are super sustainable out of Sacramento. They are, what is it? Not Sam. Can you go down a little bit? AMC Architects,
HMC,
pretty sure. They're super sustainable. They only actually work in residential, but they're super sustainable. I'm
so.
looking it up right now.
Okay.
Sustainable as a principle is key to the world we live in, designing buildings that we use in natural environment as the inspiration and engineer for how the buildings work and essential in creating a building that is unique to natural environments.
I'm thinking more like Bay Area is what I'm.
No,
seeing.
these are a Bay Area contractor.
I see what Miss Jennifer's saying is like, we don't have a model building here that we like, let's say, because we're rural.
Yeah.
Just like our food, you know, we eat better in San Francisco, right? Yeah.
Organic food, yeah.
So, but that, you know, the first one, they work all over California, Pacific West has built all over California, so they can tailor, so the 2 things I liked about those. I can't.
These
think-
are the only people that actually consider natural light and not anything else besides like natural light is super important to us.
HMC,
MC Architects.
Sean?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And who's the architect that Daniel
EOE.
was recommending through Marion Park?
Yeah, thank you. That was my next question. I thought we were working with the guy at Marion Park. He had a designer.
Well, Dan said that he had somebody he's worked with that's done a lot in there. but I don't know. who-
about a school, I thought they said they weren't available. Yeah, something, I don't know.
I don't know. That was,
He was saying that.
that came up at the last meeting is, who is the guy that
Yeah.
Dan's recommending?
I thought Susan had those names and was forwarding it down.
The team is actually from South Africa.
Huh?
The team that I am talking about is from South Africa and worked with the architecture from Nelson Mandela.
HMC?
Yep,
That's funny because Sam's from South Africa too, from the top.
so cool.
Two South African architects.
We have so many options.
And I really, and we also talked about. And it's, just because I was at the last meeting, it's not really, not anybody, but, the talking, is it the Yuba River? And asking them, hey, is there anything about the school that you love? Is there anything that you don't like? Like getting their feedback, because it's a newer facility, right?
Yeah,
I thought it's.
I wasn't here.
Well, we talked about the facilities,
Maybe
but
that
we
was
didn't talk about like
Maybe that wasn't.
asking them what they've gotten out of their in the new facilities.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I also need to know that these people can build a facility that is okay for sped students. We need special education. We need all those guidelines. We need the doors to be a certain way, the CDC way. We also need what is it,
Well,
an
we-
elevator, because we're building a two-story
Yeah,
center.
and how to, but the design part would come, from us, but the other part would have to be up to code permit. And I believe Chico Unified District will have to approve it too.
Yes.
Oh, that'll have.
Hey, girl, hey.
Sort of, though.
I'm on a fucking meeting right now, but I can talk to you. I'm on mute. Wait,
We don't know what their name is.
Oh, she sent me a text on that.
She did.
Yeah.
Are you gonna reach out to the person again?
On the next meeting, to answer some questions.
I need a new phone, guys. What is? Oh, it's just popping.
But you're gonna ask them all of those questions for the facilities that. there's me. About, so they get back to facilities with all of that answer.
Yes.
Or.
I think it'd be nice, because then that way you have it all right in front of you, no one has to repeat anything, it's just there up for
Yeah.
them to be able to view and process and compare.
And for this whole process, we
Yeah.
need to be really good about documenting and being transparent and everything. So say for instance, we decided to just have a discussion and eliminate things. That could get really ugly really quick. But if we were to have a discussion after we have everyone's answers on a document, we're reading it before we decide. Then we can say, well, there was this meeting and here's the document and. We understand how contentious this all was not that long ago. Should we just send it to the next one?
No, I sent it here.
Here's the comments.
The question that you changed, I'm talking to the PCC.
Here's the contact info for the contractors from the Yuba City.
Oh, okay, hold on, I want to. Which. I'll do it. Okay, tell me what's.
She said, here's the information, but there's no information. It just says, here is the contact information for the architects that built you.
Maybe she forgot to.
Is it a screenshot? It looks like
It
there was
just
a
says,
picture.
you're in church school, yeah. It
So
says,
it's just.
I'll pull it up, see if there's anything underneath that. 50architects.com. is where it's saying, I think.
Maybe it's like a profile, like they're.
Yeah, it's still waiting for my phone to work, guys. I have no service.
Supposed to see the. All the other questions or.
Oh, it's
scroll
questions.
down, technically scroll down.
Thank you. Yeah, it's called 450 Architects.
Okay, wait, 450. Like the number 4?
Yeah, it's 450 Architects, and that's all it says. It's still scrolling through.
And they bill,
Yes, right here it says.
do we know what school they did?
They
That
did the
is
Yuba River Charter.
Okay, they did Yuba River.
And Kevin recognized a primary model for public order. It's called a. YRCS is widely recognized as a parenting model for public order schools. in the United States. And the standards from 2002, the YRCS provides Waldorf method curriculum. That's all they do is build Waldorf.
No, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. To review alternative sites for new school campuses, develop and building programs that create and design architects for the community vision and goals. The new campuses are set within a beautiful and quiet natural habitat. Towering, talking about that.
That's what it was.
So how about this for tasks, are you on it? I will send the questions to these architects. Do you want us to come up with some other questions to call the school and see how they feel? About the process, how long you wanna do that? Or
They also won architectural portfolio in 2019. Design vision.
Is there a phone number there for him?
I'm looking still. Size was 6.2 million, by the way. Size was 2,575 square feet.
6.2 total?
This information is needed.
Yeah, it was 6.2 million. The size was 22,575 square feet on 15.9 acres. Location Grass Holly, where I'm headed to Friday, so I should provide actually go check it out. And it's called the Yuba River Charter School. There's tons of photos in here, and I'm still trying to see if there's a phone number. Oh, Pier 9, Suite 105, the Embarcadero, San Francisco, California. There's a phone number.
Okay, what is it?
That's what Laura comes from.
I'm sorry, I didn't read my reading glasses, so give me, I think it's 415 546 0450, and the
Wait,
info,
hold on, sorry,
All right.
wait. 415-546-01.
no, 0450. And it's it's called info@450architects.com. And the designs inside are actually absolutely beautiful.
I'm
If anybody wants to see any of the photos. The school's actually, if somebody shows me how, I don't, sorry. I'm not gonna lie, I can fix a toilet, if you think you guys can do that.
I almost actually put the kids in there before we moved over here. Just reliving Ridley, and I was like, well, driving comparison.
Well, my sister-in-law is the principal in Penn Valley at the Williams Ranch, which is a absolutely gorgeous little out in the country school. She has like 450 students right now. And it's only K through 2. And it just looks like a giant.
I just sent
farm.
emails to all of you guys.
It's just beautiful. I'm like, you got lucky it's.
Well, I'm sold already, but who knows if they're already been. This is
Right.
also the, yeah.
Did you see some of the photos?
I didn't, but I sent it, the link.
Okay, so you guys will be able to see it
And then
right
we
now.
saved it, you're sent me, but,
Awesome, thank you.
and then so that one would be more like, do you have time?
And I did not mind running by and
Under level
taking a
three.
look at that place. This weekend. While I'm there, I don't mind running by over there.
Wait, look, actually, 6.2 million for a building on a 15 acres, that's pretty good.
But it doesn't include land costs.
No, that was just cost of the building.
We were taking care of them, that was
Yeah,
one
that's
point.
within our budget.
Yeah. And they build church. That's what they do.
We are.
22,000.
We are.
I mean, that's half of the size of this building.
Right. So they have to jam pack everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got this.
Size? Well, a quarter of this size, and twice as tall.
Yeah.
I've got this ideal of 2 buildings sitting like this with a third one going over the top.
How about half of it and then half it and.
I gotta find out what
Like a birthday, well, like.
An Iceland turf house.
Yeah.
like at Wilbur, you know?
Is
half
it
the time
info
at
at
4.
5:40 or is it info at
Oh,
4:50?
goodness.
Oh, it's at 4:50, yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
And then is
Oh,
it,
yeah.
text like SUHTS or just?
And maybe we should talk behind that, they build charter schools and has built one in the city, just so everybody knows.
Charter Boulder
Yeah.
School.
Find you, but-
450, that's our address.
I know,
I
that's weird,
know,
huh?
right?
And then Trish, I think it said TEC.
Oh, I got two CCHs there?
Yeah.
Man, I got
Oh,
it in
yeah.
two different spots. Okay, hold on. I have notes and then
That
I.
is, it's 450 the same month.
It's 4:50. Oh, goodness.
We used to say, isn't it perfect that we're at West East Avenue as a Walter School, combining the intellectual philosophies of the East.
Yes, that's awesome.
That was Shannon's,
She just texted me the other day.
yeah.
So, great discussion.
So
I've got some homework.
in the notes, I'll put these questions and the list of all the architects maybe in the minutes.
Yes, please.
Please, that was,
Send that
yeah.
to me as soon as before you leave.
Okay.
And then I will literally copy and paste and send those to each of them at BCC.
Yeah.
Get those questions. You can follow, you remember them and just questions like, are you available? What are the same kind of fine questions? And then maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
Since they have actual experience.
So I'm going to Grass Valley on Friday, and I'm gonna be there way before school's out. I don't know if there's anybody in the building, but if I can, and I go up and knock on the door and somebody lets me in, I will ask them.
I would call. Could you try to call and maybe set something?
Maybe I can, I'll call
Maybe
tonight.
have you do that.
No, I'll call tomorrow. Oh, no, it's just going up to see, my vacation starts on Monday.
Yeah,
I'm just going up to see family, so I don't mind dropping by over there and looking. Asking a few questions.
Still some
What
ideas.
questions would you like for me to ask?
And then we can share.
Or just look. and see what
Medieval
that's all it
games.
is.
ask them, is there
With
anything
each
you
other.
love? Is there anything
Oh, there you go. Okay, there you go. What do they love, and what do they don't like about the company they use? That's a
Yeah.
good question.
Or, and the school and the design they pick.
Yeah.
Maybe we can
What
send
would
more
they do
questions.
different?
You know, what would they do
What
different?
would they do different?
Exactly. Yeah,
Great.
that works.
So,
Okay, so Susan sent an email too. With her report, you saw that. I did not. Okay,
I had an HVAC guy at my house for 4 hours, I couldn't get rid of, so I'm sorry, I didn't do much before this meeting, because
I didn't even know if it was coming. Like, if it was on. Okay, let me
I
get.
rolled down here and did a bunch of work.
Okay, so Susan said, here's my report. We're still in escrow. She brought up the price thing last time, right, in facilities, I get confused in this meeting, we talked about last. So,
So I got, so escrow's closing on the 16th of August, right?
the 15th
15th, sorry.
is what the plan is, but there was, it's what it sounds like is the appraisal came in lower than the purchase price for the land, so there were some negotiations happening.
Okay.
So she said the price is in discussion. I have had further discussion with Rose Schools, the full service firm that designs schools and finances. They shared the modular option, so that's the prefab ones
Yes.
that we talked about when we were looking at the other site.
But if we do a prefab, we won't be able to go up.
Yeah, they go up.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they're not like your like.
So you like those new homes they got out now that they prefab, you could
Yeah, they
like put three of them
prefab and then you
together.
build it on site,
Okay,
kind of like. It's a more affordable option. And the option is the most reasonable for our ability to fund. They are looking at offering 5 million to start. This would be half of our current grant payment. I didn't quite understand that. part, right?
oh, because of
Half
how
of
much
our
we
current
rent.
payment.
Like.
remember that?
Yeah,
It's fine.
Well, I knew what she meant by that, but I don't know, and I didn't understand the 5 million to start. Like, is that, like, if that's just like. what
Like
they-
that's what will be funded probably, and if anything else comes out, like permits. Whatever, okay.
So they'll have 5 million, they're okay to start with 5 million and then whatever they
Fine.
need after, right?
Yeah, I don't know. So that's what her email said.
So
She
Well,
did-
I'm kind of intrigued with this Yuba City one on 15 acres and 2,200 square feet for only 6.5.
Yeah.
That's
I know,
crazy.
and
Yeah.
also, and that prefect,
What did they actually, that was a couple years ago too.
There's photos, when you pull it up, you'll see.
No, I know, I mean, like, with their floor plan, you know,
Right.
like what was realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those are all questions we have to ask, once we get a few of them in here, right? That's our next
Yeah.
step, is we need to get some spreadsheets out,
Yeah,
get the ones who want to come in and
Right.
present to us.
did you guys, I know you still needed a parent for the design part, that was the other thing we did, so we need to.
James and Wendy are both not here, we were gonna ask them at this meeting.
What about Renee?
She was here last
She
meeting,
was
right?
there last meeting, she-
Yeah.
Yeah, because what I was speaking of, when it comes to design, is that, we've been here 15 years, and there are things that Nathan made, and then now it's like it's difficult to imagine not having it. And so it's really important to go say, look at Yuba River, which is a single track charter walrus school. How many rooms do they have? Because, you know, even like our admin wing, that we used to have just 2 offices and that was it.
yeah.
And now it's an entire corridor. And so it gives this impression that you need that. Once we have it, like, oh, well, we're going to continue to need that. And those are the kinds of things where like, we have a wellness room and a classroom and a this and a that, and it's like, what are the bare essentials that we need to start with to be able to open a school in less than 2 years? And then what are future things that we can work towards doing more fundraising? Because for example, and this is just really close to my heart, is, I would not want to waste money on more rooms and more offices when we could use that money for the actual field for the children when we go to our site. Like our whole thing being here is we've never like had grass, and that landscaping is not included in this, and that's what we've always talked about with this process, is this is for the building, and then we're gonna be doing a lot of fundraising and parent donations to be able to start to build the outdoor space. So when we look at our values as a school, those are the kinds of things where it's like, is that really essential? Or is it a want or a need, you know? And, what can we get by with to give every child the best with their basic needs? It's like,
Yeah.
I'm just really passionate about that.
I thought that was really well put the last meeting, how you were saying, like, we need to do the minimum and then plan, leave room to plan for the future, right? Because yeah, it's not a build it and they will come kind of situation, so,
Correct.
Yeah.
But we made that mistake here.
yeah, yeah.
And, you know, and there are some really big and difficult discussions ahead, especially regarding our middle school. You know, for example, you know, are we ultimately going to have a robust middle school program in the future? Are we wanting to spend $30,000 on a science lab and then in a couple of years,
Only
that's
do K
not
through 2.
being used, you know, and so they're hard discussions, but you know, 6 years ago, we were just beginning to have the hard discussions that we might actually be growing down to a single track school. And that was terrifying and emotional and really hard to even begin to have that idea. And it took time for it to just unfold and then make the most of the situation. And there's a similar thing happening with our middle school at this point. So there's some inner work that we need to do as a faculty and staff and a whole community. And then that clarity is really going to be able to narrow in for us, how we're going to spend our money.
Yeah.
Because it could be that we have a whole different early childhood future at our school. Like we have a kindergarten, now we have a TK. Within a year after that, we're hoping to have a preschool. And so as far as building from the roots up, it could end up that our middle school is fading and our early childhood is growing. And that is like so completely different. which is
Oh, the
like-
building design would be totally different.
Right, so, and that's
Totally
where I don't wanna be
different.
dramatic, but I want us to
No,
be
that
very
makes super
aware,
sense.
because this
But-
is, like a 30-year plan,
Right,
right?
a good question to bring up, because remember when you talked about finance, so we decided to say no for preschool because it actually wasn't sustainable. How much the state is gonna pay for children for classified or a certified teacher. So I think like lower than preschool is starting to get off the table because of not being. Right,
Well, it's not gonna make it.
It was gonna cost.
because of the new rules
Like the ratio
The ratio.
of the salary
children
of those
to
people.
actual certified teacher.
I feel like that's a statewide thing they're gonna have to figure out, if their intention is to have public preschool.
Yeah.
Then they have to figure out how that's gonna work.
Sustainable,
I
yeah.
thought that
That'll
we're gonna start taking that on.
But what I'm saying is like, so right now, it takes about 17 students to pay a teacher's salary in the elementary school grades. And for preschool, if it's a 1:8 or
Yeah.
1:5 ratio, and then. So that's a lot of money,
Uh-huh.
right? And so what grants for,
Right.
what is that going to do? Because those 5 students are not gonna pay that teacher's salary.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing with public preschool.
And do you have I know this is off topic, but do you have to have a certified teacher for under? For
Well,
grade,
that's the
that
great
really
area
don't
it had,
work?
because it hasn't been public yet.
Okay, so that's,
It's only been private sector. So now that it's like a whole statewide, nationwide discussion is, once we go below kindergarten or TK, what is the degree? What is the
yeah, you have to have a
credential?
credentialed person and
What
then
is
somebody
somebody at home learning centers could be executive.
of losing their jobs because they're doing it at home.
Yeah, private versus public. So, yeah, anyway.
So that's a lot of thought because that's really important in the development of our
Looks
school.
like we should pay attention to finance and see where that's gonna go. Okay, well, thank you. It's good to have these topics. It's good to discuss them. So notes, I'm following up with the architects, the questions. Tricia, you're gonna be reaching out to you, River, about any other questions, Cat, possible tour, and see if you can talk in person about
Yep.
those bonds, what they like, they didn't
Yep.
like.
And what was the other
And
one you
then-
said, the expectations or?
What they do differently.
Like.
Oh, you
timeline.
differently, different, yeah.
And then I would say the last one is, a meeting. What, do we need to have a meeting before that it looks like, because we want to talk to other architects? So we want to meet before next term.
I would-
so.
I would think if you did a meeting with all of the answers, you know,
If once we dance about,
so then you could
you're gonna have to get
decide,
them at least 2 weeks in advance.
yeah, so then you could decide on
Okay,
who you want to have come in.
So once again, our dates are.
You're gonna
I,
end right around when school starts.
I personally would really appreciate it not being Christmas.
Yeah.
So the 20.
So it puts us down to the 29th.
That's why we moved to the chart.
This is the first week is.
Oh,
The charter council is at the 29th. I literally would drive to Stockton and back. I'm gonna be.
Our meetings have to be Thursdays.
No,
Could it be
Every all
Wednesday?
meetings on
The
Tuesdays.
28th.
The 20th.
Tuesday's
Birthday. I love all of you, but I might.
Okay,
be
Kristen.
not-
you available?
It's just that one week, you're only talking about.
Oh, just that 1 week. Okay.
Yeah, so.
What about,
How about the 27th
or just the next week, the 3rd or the 4th? Or the 5th?
So we're
September?
literally giving them a month to answer all these questions.
Well, you can schedule a meeting, your next facilities meeting that, and then maybe just do a Zoom meeting prior to that. Like, could you do a Zoom meeting like the week of the 12th? Like, just to say, here's all the answers they came back with, and then choose who you want to come in and have them actually come in that first week in September?
Oh, I like that.
I'm so tired, saying that again.
I know, I didn't get it either.
That's what I'm saying.
Something about the 12th, and I gotta be here for,
Have a
Open
Zoom
house.
meeting the week before school starts.
What
Are we
facility?
allowed to do that?
we're not voting. I heard as long as we weren't voting
I
that,
think it's just reviewing information, right?
yeah,
like reviewing the answers that they reply back. to.
There might be,
Yeah.
there might need to be at least 1, 2, 3,
Would be
4 on.
after
Okay, but don't have to
vote.
be here over the Zoom meeting. I think it's cool enough.
You could have a meeting then in person on the week of the 12th.
What
You guys are
about
probably already gonna be here, right?
Thursday the
I'll be here the
15th.
15th, that sounds good to me, that only gives them 2 weeks to, well, not even 2 weeks,
So
it only
that's
gives them
plenty
10
of time.
days.
Yeah,
Thursday,
Two weeks from
Thursday
today.
the 15th.
The
That's what I was thinking, I think even by the 14th or 15th, they should have these questions, and if they want $1 million, a couple $1 million.
Yeah,
They better get
Yeah,
on it.
they're
That's
not-
I find
yeah.
a question.
And you know, in the letter, say, we need these back, we need responses back by this time because we're gonna be them.
I feel like we need it back by the
I
13th.
think that would be.
Schedule a
That's what I-
Zoom meeting,
We'll do it in
Okay.
person.
No, we're gonna do it
Oh.
first. Sorry,
8:15. Perfect, you guys gave my free birthday.
8:15 at
there you go.
At what time?
At 8:15 in the morning?
I like.
No, no, no.
well,
8
You like
August 15th.
I was like, I mean, I have to show off kids, but I can see what I can
Oh.
finagle.
Miss Cheryl is giving away one of the coolest, and it looks kind of.
Still at
It's
6
Fanny.
o'clock.
You doing it at 6
Yeah.
o'clock? 6 o'clock?
Thanks for keeping us on track.
That's
Yeah.
40
6 PM on the 15th?
6 p.m. on the 15th.
And then,
And then the
at
next
that meeting,
meeting.
decide who we want to have present to us. When is our normal meeting time?
I did.
It's usually the first Thursday.
Yeah.
First Thursday.
2 weeks.
Okay,
So,
then-
15th will be uni.
Put it in your calendar.
Oh, there you
go. Question answer.
16th, 15th to
Yeah.
6 p.m. This is. And it's in person.
It's usually the first Thursday, that's what you said. Nicole?
Yeah.
So
so that
September
September 5th
5th at 6
is when we would hope they might be available to present.
So
And if they can't be available, could they have it recorded so that we could just watch it during their meeting?
That's a good idea.
With a presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like, they could send in a pre-recording, or they could come at a time slot on the fifth.
Or maybe just ask them when you're sending the questions, if what the availability, I guess on the 15th you'll decide, that will still give them 2 weeks.
I almost took
That'll
that.
be 8 weeks later.
Yeah,
So
so
that's plenty.
okay, I thought you would, that's why I was showing you. It is, and it's whole, but I think go around and it broke down the inch, right? Sorry, guys.
Okay. And what, so how does the 15th still work for you? Are you supposed to be available then?
Yeah, I'm here.
So we got the 15th and then September 5th at 6 p.m.
The fifth is gonna be a fun meeting.
Yeah.
That's it, that's it. I mean, escrow will close, we'll have kids start really hearing from people about what they wanna do for us.
So the other thing that we talked about as charter for facilities. The other thing we talked about. Posting a, like a party at the site after we close, like in
Oh, yeah.
September.
Oh, that's fun.
Like
Like
having
as a
like
little
snow
community.
cones or like, yeah,
Just hot dog vendors and
yeah, something like that, like just invite the school and the community at.
I thought their first lantern walk could be there. For first grade.
Oh,
That's really cute.
I know.
That's really cute.
And then like other staff, if they could, kind of be there to make it, it's not be the whole school body, but like. Most of them come for first grade, maybe eighth grade meets with the first graders too, and like it's kind of saying,
Yeah, 2000.
Yeah, first and second grade, we'll probably do an interwalk together.
Yes.
So, and that's the second week in November.
We
Yeah.
maybe plant some seeds or something, I don't know. Well.
But you're
we're
saying,
gonna
like,
sign them.
Well, the first day of school's the 19th.
Yeah, so
Escrow
thinking,
closes the Thursday before that.
yeah, we're thinking it was maybe really hot in August, so maybe push till September when school started, people were. A little settled, maybe like your second week in August, have like a little. Yeah, right there, one of the
Second week in August.
September.
Oh, I was
second week in
like-
September, I was going
Oh,
down,
no,
no, second
right.
week in September, one of the community charter council members, Donna. Was gonna reach out about having somebody come to do a blessing on the land.
Oh, that was
And
great.
So,
It would be great to get somebody from the tribal.
yeah, that's what she was gonna.
Yeah,
do.
and have them listen.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so
That would be.
I don't know what facilities thoughts. I don't know if it's really a facilities thing,
So
but
No.
as far as events go, the first like 3 weeks of school is just a bunch of parent meetings. So that's
Yeah.
tricky.
okay,
And then the Harvest Festival is no longer the third week of September, right? We moved that to early October. So
we
what
can
about
make
the
it
fall
eight, yeah.
sports?
when's that?
So Friday the 20th, or
September
Saturday the 21st, or Sunday the 22nd, right at the autumn equinox.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
it.
my birthday.
You said the
So it'll be a birthday party.
Yeah.
You said like Friday the 20th or Saturday the 21st, is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, so
Okay.
2021,
It doesn't have
22.
to be anything big elaborate, I think it's just like let people come and feel
But I
the
think
earth
blessing
and,
the land on the
Yeah.
equinox would be so powerful.
yeah. So,
It'd be really great.
Is that the 21st?
I can't remember.
Saturday is,
Either
Saturday is
21st.
Saturday is the 22nd, yeah.
does it say in your?
I do Google search.
So yeah, Saturday is 22nd.
Sunday.
Oh.
Oh, you're right.
So, sunset on Saturday. The sunrise on Sunday.
So the 21st is the first Saturday.
Yeah.
We could do, yeah, we could do Saturday sunset.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So I don't know who
sunset.
had that.
Getting dark.
After that balmy evening breeze.
Yeah, you could start it a little earlier and then do the like blessing around the same time. So I don't know what other things we would have now, you know? Some people talked about bringing stuff to like do kind of like a time cap, like doing, you know, bringing it to land or, you know, so there's a whole bunch of ideas.
Because of like, you don't know
What's
when
gonna
they
get
come
done
in.
that
Yeah,
day,
you
yeah.
don't know those come in. They're gonna time capsule.
Oh, but you had someone up in the middle of the walkway of the school that just like down into me.
Yeah. Can't be there too long without porta potties.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, a little less.
no more than an hour.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so
we're good on everything.
Well, listen, well. Hey, y'all.
okay, so
It has been almost 12 hours. I'm out of here.
yeah.
Are we done?
Have you all this?
I nominate to end the meetings.
Okay, and that brings us to item 6 on the agenda, adjournment.
Oh, I was like
7:11.
7:11.
Good job.
Thank you very much. Whew.
Are you moving? Oh, for your trip.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I come home Sunday and I check on the school Monday morning and I leave at noon, I'm going to the coast. I'm out.
Mine has been dying.
I've probably been here for the last 2 weeks, just every day, just.
I'm like, oh, I know, I'd like to go. I'm gonna stay in.
No, that's for the days. We haven't been since our, by. Yes, we're gonna go visit all the shops we haven't been able to, we're gonna ride the skunk train, do all that stuff we haven't done yet. I just saw they actually have a, adult beverage section of the train.
Oh, there you go. Maybe I should start riding the train. It's like, see a nice guy ride.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, want that.
Want the sheepness.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, ladies,
But
thank
guys,
you for
I don't see
everything.
Oh, God, I'm sorry, I had to make it hard.
Oh, okay. Right.
Everything is, yeah, everything stops at.
Thank you for everything.
Alright, so with me about the,
Huh?
Well, that's
Oh, yeah, it's funny that.
it'll be cooler weather, I guess.
We're gonna sit still there. I'm gonna walk to the Cheryl's house with, yeah. Good, good. Okay, enjoy your evening. Furniture.
You girls have some chic style, I've got some really nice stuff that's too fancy for me to speak of Chico.
When Maggie said Patty will be there.
Well,
Is there, you could send me a picture?
Well, now it makes sense.
Maybe I'm like,
I'll email you, or otherwise.
now.